Hello, everybody. It is I, TDI Fan 2023, and you're probably wondering why are you recording from your phone? Well, it's because I tried. I actually already filmed this video on my computer, but the audio did not work at all. So the whole video was like 35 minutes long, and you can hear nothing. So I'm gonna do this again, but this one is most likely not gonna be as long as the other one, since I already went through this in that one video. So I'm sorry, but I'm gonna still go to detail. I'm into detail on each season and why I place them where I place them. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on the tier that I think they should be in, and then I will rank them afterwards. So yeah, this is the Total Paper Round season ranking that some of you guys probably were waiting for, and now we're here. We already finished 30 seasons, so now's the best time to do it, I think. So yeah, let's get to it. So first, like I said, I'm gonna put them into the tiers. So the first thing we have here is Total Paper Round World Tour Season 3. I'm actually going to put this in the great tier. I find this to be one of the better seasons, and I liked it, like the cast and all that. I'll go into detail on why, like afterwards, after I put all the seasons in where I would place them. But yeah, so far that season's going there. Now, season 4 is going to go in the seasons, in my opinion, but I'll let you know why in the end. I'm just going to quickly speed run through, putting them in which tier. Yeah, Ridiculous Race is definitely going to bad. Dual Demise, meh. I mean, eh. Heroes versus villains, if you know me, if you know me. All Stars is going here. The first season, of course. Uh, yeah, Second Chance is going. Hmm. Let's go in there, actually. Yeah. I'm putting this season up here as well, and along with Redemption Rally. Season 6 is going here as well, along with Season 4. Gender Battles up here. Roblox Rampage is also going to be up here. And Season 2 is going over here. Uh, Catch the Mole, definitely best seasons, and along with the very first Veterans versus Newcomers. Brains versus Brawn versus Beauty is going in the tier, in my opinion. This is all my opinion. I should have said that in the beginning. Battle of the Memes, bad, of course. Color Crusade is going in the good, in my opinion, of course. Uh, Back in the First, great. Winners at War, I would say, looking back, I'm gonna put it in not gonna lie. Uh, yeah, Roblox versus Smash Bros. Anime is going great. Villain's Venture, I'm gonna put Villain's Venture in good. And I know most of you are probably shocked. This is my opinion, of course. Psychic Showdown is going in VVN2, I would put in great, not gonna lie. Cartoon Platoon, I would say as well, along with Host Wars and Shaun vs. Week is going in good. I would put Hero Horizon in good as well. And last but not least, Season 30, Epic Adventure is going in best. So, yeah, now I put them in the tiers. Now it's time for me to rank them. So, of course, the only season that's in the appalling tier is Season 1. So that means that season is dead last. And you want to know why? Because the number one reason is my voice. I just can't go back. Like, sometimes I would go back and watch my old videos because that's what I like to do. And when I get to this, I'm like, I can't with my young voice. And I know I derailed a lot of characters. Most of like every character that I did not know that was in the season, they were pretty much off character, probably. Like Serena and others. But other than that, the season is just meh. I do have to say that not more than meh. This season is an abomination. But I do have to say that the challenges in this season are pretty unique when it comes to which season has a lot of unique challenges. I would say season 1 would be one of them. But then again, this is the very first season, so like you can't really say the challenge sucked or anything. Some of them probably did, but like I remember that Jenga challenge when I had those Jenga bricks. I wish I had that because I don't have it anymore, but I wish I do. Then I would have used that for TPI now. But other than that, enough said. Season 1 dead last. 29th place, I'm gonna have to go with Battle of the Memes, and the reason why is because looking back, what was I thinking coming up with the theme for this, coming up with the season in general? Now, this season is probably the one with the biggest cast, I believe. And I remember looking back mostly I was like speed running through the season. I was trying to rush it to get it done. I think when I was making the season, even me at the time was like, "Man, what was I doing? I just want to get the season done with." So yeah, a meh winner to be honest. I know some of you guys like Tony's win, but in my opinion, he's meh. I'll go more into details on the winners in another video where I'll rank the TPI winners. That might come out this week, if not some other time, but I'll do my best. But yeah, um, nothing much to say. The arc sucks, and overall the cast is just like why. That is why I'm putting Battle of the Memes in 29th place. 28th is definitely Redonkul's Race. Most of you guys have put this dead last. For me, I think there are two seasons that I dislike much more than Redonkul's Race. I do have to admit, the season does have its issues. Big cast should not be as big as it is, but it is. And yeah, the only good thing about the season pretty much would have to be the winners, in my opinion. And yeah, even the arc in this season is probably the worst arc. Noob arc. It's either the noob arc or the one in the meme season. Those two are probably the worst two arcs in TPI history. And I think most of you would probably agree. But yeah, there's nothing much to say about these seasons. These are the only three seasons that I would consider as seasons that are actually bad. The rest are either meh or to, amazing, in my opinion, of course. But yeah, those are the only ones that I honestly dislike. The rest I don't hate, but some of them I don't really like. And most, as you can see, are in the seasons. I think this tier has the most. But which one would I put for number 27? If I had to choose, I think I would definitely go with Duo Demise. Yeah, some of you guys probably like, why is Duo Demise so low? Well, you know, it was at least an upgrade to actually no, 27th place is actually being gonna go Host Wars, in my opinion. Now most of you guys are probably even more shocked. Why is Host Wars so low? Well, I personally did not like the season that much, or I wasn't really interested in the season. Hence why it has a short cast and is one of the shortest seasons in TPI history. Um, but yeah, the winner is actually a deserving winner, so that's a good thing about the season. Other than that, the cast was just I didn't really care for most of the cast, and I just wanted to get the season done. So yeah, nothing much to say. Host Wars is pretty bland in my opinion. And next would be Duo Demise. One major reason as to why Duo Demise is this low is because of the arc, obviously. If you remember the arc in Duo Demise, it was, surrounding around what's his name, Firecracker. Yeah, that arc was just I don't even know. I know it was a requested thing, so it wasn't like my idea in the first place for that arc. And looking back, I would prefer to have someone else in the finale win other than Shinobu, in my opinion. But I'll get into that topic in the ranking for the winners, just because this video is just for the seasons. But yeah, nothing much to say about this season as well. Duo Demise. It was at least a better duo season than a Dunkless Race, but other than that, it's just there. So yeah, that's why it's at 26th place. 25th, I'm gonna have to go with Sidekick Showdown. Yeah, Sidekick Showdown. I wasn't that hyped for this season. The cast is you know, a pretty generic cast. I mean, most of these characters aren't actually what you would call a sidekick, but they're just secondary characters. And nothing much really happened. The winner was fine in my opinion. Um, and just like Duo Demise, I would have had the other person win in that finale. And yeah, nothing much to remember about this season, and that's why it's at number 25, right? 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. Yep. Number 24. I'm going to go with Cartoon Platoon. Another season that I didn't really care for. I mean, even though I'm a cartoon fanatic, I feel like if I chose the cast, maybe I would have loved it. No offense and all, but I mean, there's the majority of the characters in this season I do like, so yeah. And I think the main reason why I wanted to make the season in the first place was because of that thing I did in Battle of the Memes where I had like each episode had a different song for the intro. That's like the only good thing about the season. And you know, other than that, um, this season is just meh, to be honest. The winner was. I know a lot of people don't like the winner, but I don't hate the winner. But I do have to admit, Loose would probably be, not in like a great tier for winners, but still, I would say she was pretty solid. And of course the intros. in like the cartoon themes that they used. It was just great, and that was probably the best part of the season in my opinion. Other than that, there's nothing much to say about Cartoon Platoon, and that's why it's at number 24 on the list. Anyways, next up, let's see. I'm probably gonna have to go with I'm gonna go with Winners at War, number 24, right? No, 23, right? 24, 25, 26, 27. Yeah, 23. Number 23 is Winners at War. Why? Is because this season, I mean, it's another season that I don't really care for that much. Even though this is the season that had the voice acting, and that's it was great, it was fun, but it legit took 5 months to finish, solely because of the whole voice acting thing, and the process of making each episode was I was suffering, but it was still fun nonetheless. And the winner is, great winner. This is the whole reason that why Akari is one of the great winners. I mean, he's the only one that won twice in this series, so obviously. But yeah, the cast, of course, with all the winners, I would say it's a pretty solid cast, and the whole season was just solid. But I think I just prefer the other ones more, and that's why I put it at number 23. Now, number 22, I'm going to go with Brains versus Brawn versus Beauty at number 22. Why? Because, one, the arc was pretty mid, that whole Halloween arc. Two, I know a lot of you guys didn't really care for Iron Man to win, and looking back, you guys would say it should have been Enderman. Well, at least he won in a future season, which we'll get to. But yeah, this season I feel like the only like good qualities, or one of the only good qualities of the season, would be the cast. Well, I mean, I did like the teams, like the Brains team and the Brawn team. Not so much the Beauty team, but other than that, the season is just it's just a random season that I made. Well, it wasn't the theme wasn't my idea, of course. It was Jesse's idea for when he did TDN. Uh, Brains versus Wonders of Beauty. And yeah, other than that, the season I would say isn't a horrible season, but it's not like what you would consider as a great season for TPI. And that's why it's at number 22. Number 21 is I'm gonna have to say season 4, Revenge of the Island is number 21. Why? Because out of the first 5 seasons, this one is not the worst, but it's not up there with season 3, 2, and 5 in my opinion. The cast, although I have to admit the cast is pretty solid, but of course the winner of the season is one major reason as to why the season is not fondly remembered as a great season. And also, something bad happened when I was making the season, and that's why I don't really like looking back, and to that episode at least. But the whole season in general, I pretty much liked a bit. But yeah, it was pretty much a downgrade to what World Tour was, and of course, the winner, a big key factor to why it's not uh in a good tier or great. But yeah, that's why the season is that low on the list, 21. But I do prefer it over these seasons, so that's something. And of course, the last season on the A tier would be season 6, Pacateo Island. Yeah, the season with, I believe, the shortest cast, probably, I'm pretty sure, and the shortest season to date. Also, it's either this one or Host Wars. I'm pretty sure it's this one. And yeah, the winner, great winner, but I have to admit, Akari's win in Winners at War is probably better than this one, and I think some of you guys would agree. And the only reason why I put it higher than most of these seasons is because of the arc. This season was the first season to have an arc in TPI, and looking back, that arc was not as bad as people say, and at least to me, because when I made the arc, I was on vacation, and that brought me back to some pretty good memories. But other than that, this season was all right in general, and that's why it's at 20th place. Now the rest of these 19 seasons are ones I would actually consider good, and ones that I won't say like, yeah, it was all right. I would say these are the good seasons. And coming in at 19 would have to be, yeah, I'm gonna go with Sean versus Week. I mean, Sean in the Week. Why? Because the season in general was pretty, like, looking back, some of the eliminations were a bit of a BS, if I say so myself. And the winner was a good winner, great winner even, but someone should have been in the finale other than this one person that was in the finale. So I did. That's on me. That's my fault for that. And looking back, this season was pretty good, but I wouldn't say it's a great season. And yeah, that's why it's at number 19, the bottom of this list, for the good tier. Next, I would go with Villain's Venture. Yes, some of you guys would probably say, or are probably saying, why do you put Villain's Venture in the good tier? Because I know, from hearing, I've been hearing most of you guys do not like the season, and I can understand with the whole villains not acting like villains. But other than that, I like the season. I like the season at least. Um, of course, the arc is probably one of the reasons why I like the season. And the winner, Enderman. I mean, I feel like most people really want him to win, since most people want him to win BBBBB, and now he finally won in this season. So that's something. And yeah, I feel like this season has one of the like one of the greatest casts when it comes to a season in TPI. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about the season. I like it. I would consider it as a good season in my opinion, of course, and that's why it's at number 18. Now number 17 is probably going to be Color Crusade. Yeah, Color Crusade is at number 17. Why? Because I liked it. The cast, just like Villain's Venture, I would say this is one of the most like unique casts out there, like when it comes to diversity and stuff. And the winner, I would say, in my opinion, I would have much rather had anyone else in that finale win, but that's just me. And the arc was, an arc, but that's not going to stop me from considering this to be one of the good seasons. And I know for some of you, not a lot, but some of you would consider this as one of the best seasons. So that's something. And I'm pretty sure this is the longest season, either this or Redemption Rally. And yeah, other than that, I would say the season's pretty good. I like it, and this is a scene that I look back fondly of, and that's why it's at number 17. 17, yeah. 16 is going to be Second Chance. Yeah, looking back, this season, I would say is pretty good, solid, in my opinion. The winner, just like most of these seasons, I would have rather had somebody else win the other person, that was in the finale. But I'm fine with the winner in this season. And the whole cast is pretty good as well. Of course, I'm pretty sure this is the season that had most that you guys choose the cast, or most of it anyway. And that's why, most of you guys probably like this cast as well. And the arc, I would consider the arc in this season to be one of the best arcs. It was the assassin arc, I believe. And yeah, I feel like that was one of the best arcs of TPI. And that's another reason why it's this high. And that's all I gotta say about the season. Second Chance is pretty good, and that's why it's at number 16. Number 15 is going to be Heroic Horizon. Yeah, the second to last recent season. And some of you guys didn't really like this season, and I respect that, of course. I respect your opinions and all. Um, but I personally like the season, at least like the second half of it. The first half it was something, but once I started to like get the eliminations and like plan them out, that was when I started to enjoy working on the season. And the winner, I would say, is one of the good winners. And yeah, overall this season is pretty good in my opinion, and that is why it's at number 15. And number 14, of course, is Season 2, Total Paper Island, Robloxians versus Smash Brothers. The season that got me to actually want to continue TPI, because if you haven't noticed, Season 2 took place a whole year after Season 1. And I'm pretty sure it's because I just, I didn't have the motivation. But this is when COVID hit, or when COVID was really bad, and we all had to go online, be at home, like, school, online school, and all that. Um, and I was rewatching paper shows, mainly TDN at the time. And after watching some of the seasons, I was like, you know what? I kind of want to do this again. And since I had a lot of time, of course, I could have done it. And that's when I brought the show back. And this season is one season that I look back and I was like, man, that was quite a good season. I liked Roblox versus Smash Bros. And yeah, that's why it's at number 14 on this list. I would say this is one of the good seasons. This is the one of the seasons that I look back on very fondly of. and the winner was, a winner. Of course, HOH should have won, but it is what it is. At least he won World Tour. And yeah, those are all the seasons that I would consider to be good. Not like amazing, but good. And now the top 13 are either great or best. And coming in number 13, we're going to have to go with Back from the First, of course. This season, I liked it mainly because I chose the cast, so, a bit biased. But the arc in this season is another one that I would say was pretty good, even though it was only it's probably one of the shortest arcs too. But I liked it. It was like a conclusion to one arc of a character. And if you know, you know. And I would say the winner of this season is probably one of the best winners in TPI as well, and one of the most deserving winners when it comes to who deserves it that made it to the finale. And the cast, of course, is out there. Some of these people haven't been in the season in a while, like Steve and Pac-Man, Isabel, Gumball, Number One, Dexter, Courage, SpongeBob. Pretty much everyone in the bottom row were not in a lot of seasons or haven't been in a season in a long time, and that's why I want to make this season. I want to make a season where I can bring back some characters that weren't in a season in a whole long time. And yeah, even though most of these characters have been in recent seasons before then, but you know, other than that, I just like the season. I would say this is one of the great seasons, and that's why it's at number 13, starting the great tier list. Um, anyways, next up, number 12, I'm gonna have to go with You know what? I think I'm gonna go with Roblox Rampage at number 12. Um, the only thing that I really liked about this season is the arc, and I think most of you would agree. That arc was, man, a lot of things happened in that arc. And I would say the winner is pretty solid, Doge, yeah. Um, and other than that, there's nothing much to say. The season is pretty forgettable, other than the arc. And I think I'm just a bit biased towards that arc. That's like the only reason why I put this season in the great tier, why it's this high, because of that arc alone. If it wasn't for that arc, this season would probably be in the tier, but because of that arc, it's in the great tier, in my opinion. And that's why it's at number 12. Number 11 is gonna have to be yeah, I think it's gonna be this one. Roblox versus Smash Bros. Versus Anime. I would say this one was definitely an upgrade to the first one, but they're both pretty close when it comes to terms of quality and stuff. And yeah, of course, my earbuds are at 10%. I should have, turned them off before I filmed this, but it is what it is. Anyways, um, yeah, I like this season a lot. The arc, the invasion arc, I would say is another pretty great arc in TPI. And the winner is pretty good, but no offense and all, no offense, Levi. I was rooting for Jotaro, but you are a good winner. I would say, yeah. I'm gonna go more into detail on the winners in the next video that I make. That's ranking and all that. But yeah, I like the season. I would say the cast is pretty great, and yeah, nothing much to say. I really like the season. That's why it's at number 11. Now in our top 10, top 10, top 10, top 10. Starting the list of top 10. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Gender Battle. Yeah, Gender Battle is at 10th place. I'm pretty sure most of you guys probably put this season higher on your lists, but for me, I liked it. The cast is pretty great. The winner, I know a lot of people are starting to hate on the winner, and I would agree that I would have had Makoto win, or I would have rather had him win, but I would not consider Chante to be one of the worst winners. I would say she's one of the great winners. I mean, I remember in Heroes vs. Villains, a lot of people were rooting for her in that season. And there was a lot of people who were rooting for her in this season as well. I mean, they both received the same amount of votes, her and Makoto. So that's why it was like another tiebreaker, just like with Jesse and Mega Man in season 2. But other than that, I liked the season. I liked the twists and turns, and yeah, you know. And of course, I did Mordecai dirty in this season, but other than that, I liked this season a lot. And it's another season that I look back and I'm like, yeah, I liked making this season. And that's why it's starting the top 10. Number 9 is going to be, yeah, Veterans versus Newcomers 2. Number 9. Some of you guys are like, why is it so high? Because I know a lot of you had quite a few, well, not a few, quite a lot of problems with this season. And I can understand those problems. But those problems are not going to overshadow me from loving this season, and I do love the season, although I would say I still prefer the first VVN over this season. And yeah, but this cast, I would say, it's probably a better looking cast than season one. I mean, season five. And the winner, I, I like the winner. I like the winner. Yeah, I know some of you guys, or most of you, I don't know, don't like the winner, but I personally like the winner. Although, yeah, I probably would have had Katakuri win, but I'm fine with Ayano winning. I would say he's one of the good winners. And yeah, I just like the season in general. And, not that much complaints from the season, at least from me. And that's why it's at number nine. Number eight is going to be World Tour. Yeah, World Tour. Some of you guys are probably shocked as to why the season's this high. Well, I'm mostly ranking the seasons based on how much I enjoyed working on them, and World Tour is definitely one of the seasons that I loved working on. And like I said about the cast, this cast had a lot of diversity, and this is one of the best looking casts, I would say, when it comes to Total Paper Island. And the winner is, very much deserving, Jesse HOH. It took him 3 seasons. It was 3 seasons in the making, but he finally made it to, the top. He made it over the top, and that's why this season is one of the greatest seasons, I would say. I liked it a lot. I like the cast. I like the season. Of course, the intros. Don't forget, the intros also play a part in how much I would enjoy a season. So, yeah. And now, number seven, leaving it off, the last one left in the great tier, I would say is All Stars. I know a lot of you have a lot of problems, a lot of issues with the season. And like I said, I can understand that. I respect it. But this is another season that I had a blast working on. Sure, the cast isn't, most of this cast aren't all star material. But overall, I really like the season. The arc is another, one of the greatest arcs in TPI. And the winner, although someone like two other people in that finale, I would have preferred one of those two winning. But I'm fine with Min Min as a winner. And overall, I just love the season. I love it a lot. And yeah, it's another season I look back at and I'm like, man, this was a blast making. And that's why All Stars is in number seven. Now, our top six. The top 6 seasons are what I would consider as the best seasons, obviously. And starting this best season tier, I'm going to have to go with. You know what? I'm going to go. This is really tough because these seasons are really good. In my opinion, these are like the best ones up there. I'm going to have to go. Yeah, I'm going to go with Epic Adventure. I'm starting this off with Epic Adventure, the most recent season at number six. And some of you guys would probably have this much lower on your list, and I can see why. Looking back, some of these episodes were, not the greatest. But of course, there's one thing that overshadows the whole entire season. Well, two things for me. One, Luffy obviously winning, of course. I loved it. And two, the arc, obviously. Most of you guys I remember back in the live chat for that episode, a lot of you, or not a lot of you, but some of you guys were saying that this is the best arc. And I would honestly agree. I would agree 100%. But this season, looking back, I had a fun time, but not like, a blast like some of these other seasons. And yeah, but that's not gonna stop me from liking this season a lot. I mean, loving it even. And that's why the Epic Adventure is at number six. Number five, I'm gonna go with Champion Survival Clash. Heroes season, of course. This season starting the top five. Um, the cast, this is what All Stars should have been, honestly. Like these people that are in this season, these people are all star material. And yeah, I think that's why Hero probably chose the season. I don't know. I don't remember how this season, like how he thought of the season in the first place, but if you're watching, feel free to let me know. And yeah, this season is just a really great season. The arc, of course, another top tier arc in TPI. And the winner, just like Jasich, it was like his first season was season five, right? So it was 6 seasons in the making, and he finally managed to win. So, that was another deserving winner. And the cast is just great, I would say. Great cast. And yeah, I just love, I remember loving making the season, especially that arc, And that is why this season I mean, I know in the TPI community, this is one of the most memorable seasons as well. And that's why it's at number five for me. Number 4 is going to be Redemption Rally. I'm kind of shocked myself why this season is that high. Well, this is another season that I loved working on. I love the concept, after every 7 eliminations, somebody gets a chance to come back out of those 7 people that got eliminated. And yeah, and of course, the winner, looking back, I'll have to say, no offense, but this winner was pretty bland. There legit could have been anybody else in this season, or mostly anyone else in this season that could have won, like Light, of course, and Gundam. But that, even with the winner not being that great, that's not going to be enough to stop the season from being great, in my opinion, from being one of the best, of course. I liked the intro, obviously. I liked most things about it, even the arc. Looking back, the arc was not bad. And yeah, this season was just fun. I had a really fun time working on it, and this is another memorable season to me and to others, and that is why it's at number 4. Top 3. I think this might be some of your guys' top 3. I have no idea. I know a lot of you would consider Catch the Mole and VVN to be the top 2 seasons, and I can see why, of course. But for me, number 3 is going to be Veterans versus Newcomers. Yes, I know a lot of you will probably put the season at your number 1, and I honestly, yes, I can see it. I can see it being number 1. This is the one season that got a lot of people into the series in the first place. So, I hold the season dear to my heart, and I loved the cast and the songs, and I love a lot of things about the season. And the winner, of course, one of the great winners. But the other 2 seasons on this list, I just love even more, and that's why I'm sorry to say, but I'm have to put Veterans versus Newcomers 1 in third place. But hey, it made my top 3, so that should be something. Now, top 2, Catch the Mole and Heroes versus Villains. I know a lot of you already know my number 1 is, so let's get straight to the point. Number 2, Catch the Mole. The concept is probably the best concept out of any TPI season, I would have to say. I don't know, maybe a future season might beat this season when it comes to the theme, but this season had one of the greatest themes. Legit, Paper Ultra Elimination Season 3 is based on this season, if you think about it. And the arc is another, crazy great arc. I love the arc as well. And the winner is another deserving winner. And this cast is probably one of the most unique casts as well. I mean, maybe if we took out Karen and Nick Ocado and had them with other two other characters, then the season would be even better. But other than that, this season is just a great season. And I know a lot of you guys would have this as your number 1, and I can see that as well. But for me personally, my number 1 is Total Paper Island Heroes versus Villains, the season that I probably had the most fun working on, and the season that I look back on and I'm like, man, this is something else, This is something else. Peter Parker, this is something else. And I just love the cast, even though some of these characters might be out of place when it comes to who is a villain and who's a hero. Um, but other than that, the winner, I know a lot of you guys look back and say, yeah, his win was meh. It could have been somebody else in that season. But for me, I would still consider Dekio as one of the great winners in TPI. I know I'm biased, but it is what it is. And I just love the season so much. The arc, of course, another major reason as to why I love it so much. And this is the one season that I just had the most fun on. The top 3, actually the top 5, make it like top 8. The top 8 seasons are the ones I had the most fun with, and that is why they're in my top 8. But yeah, Total Paper Island, Heroes vs. Villains, is by far my favorite Total Paper Island season. And I don't know if any of the future seasons will be able to beat it. It's possible, but we will see. Once we get to 50 seasons, that's probably when I'm going to make another ranking video of this, and we will see what's my complete ranking of Total Paper Island seasons. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I know this video is pretty long. I didn't expect it to be as long as it is, but I hope you guys enjoyed this ranking. Stay tuned for the next one, which will be the Total Paper Island winners. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. So thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. This is TDI Fan 2023 signing off. Peace and goodbye.